Gaming. Since the times of arcade machines, video games have dominated pop culture. The industry has created some of society's most popular fictional characters of all time, like Lara Croft, Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, Kratos, this guy from upcoming PS5 exclusive Bugsnax. But one name that has managed to stick well above the rest and is the literal face of gaming is Mario. I'm gonna stop saying gaming now. I'm actually gonna make myself laugh every time. Everyone has played a Mario game of some kind. It doesn't even need to be one of his stereotypical 2 or 3D platformers. It can just be Mario Kart, Mario Tennis, Mario Sports Mix, Mario Tetris, Mario and the Ubisoft Rabbits. Basically whatever Nintendo think will make money, they just decide to throw Mario at it and boom, instant profit, because who wouldn't buy it? Look at him. Look at his little face. Why wouldn't you buy it? So it only makes sense that the people over in Hollywood who've never fully been able to break into the video game market would look at a character like Mario and decide, yeah, let's make some money. The movie released in 1993 and pretty much is the first video game movie ever made, setting the benchmark for a genre that has since put out nothing but duds. This movie cost $49 million US to make, and when released managed to rake in a staggering $20.9 million, which of course is a massive bomb. The movie was panned by critics, fans, anyone with a brain it seemed, and 28 million was just flushed down the drain with absolutely nothing coming out of this movie of any relevance. So I decided I'd go 30 years back in time and see if I, a massive Mario fanboy, can unearth a cult classic. And I'm going to review Super Mario Brothers. So, before we even talk about the movie, I do want to start with the overall production of this film, because I find some of the people that got attached to this project hilarious. So for starters, the original director, who went on to just become a producer when he dropped out of the project, wanted this film to act as the Batman 1989 to video game movies. He wanted a Tim Burtonized Super Mario Brothers movie. He wanted to make a darker movie in the confines of a Nintendo Super Mario Brothers franchised movie. Okay. Then when he dipped, Danny DeVito was offered the chance to both act and direct it, and he didn't. Arnold Schwarzenegger was offered the chance to play Bowser. He didn't. And get this, there was a brief point where Tom Hanks, yes, that Tom Hanks, was attached to play Luigi. Luigi. This movie starts off with the original Mario Brothers theme, except it sounds like whoever was playing the music for it was trapped down in a barrel, and Alan Silvestri, yes, that Alan Silvestri, just recorded the music standing outside it. We are then spoon-fed what the plot is going to be right at the beginning of the movie, and I'm going to try and explain it in layman's terms. Basically, right, the dinosaurs used to live, right? And then this meteor hits, right? So, instead of the meteor killing all the dinosaurs, right? What if, right, they went into a parallel dimension, right? And there, they evolved, just like us humans have evolved, right? Yeah, it's just as stupid as it sounds. Now we see this scene. Yeah, so when I watched this movie for the first time with my younger brother, we both instantly had the exact same thought, that inside this like capsule thing was going to be Mario and Luigi, and the stone that was put into the capsule was going to be basically the same thing that Clark wears in Man of Steel. And we were half right. You see, no, it was not actually Mario and Luigi that was in the capsule. It was Daisy. Yes, that Daisy, not Peach, Daisy. But the like rock thing basically has the same plot relevance as the little thing Clark has throughout all of Man of Steel. So Zack Snyder got his idea for his big Superman vision from the Super Mario Brothers movie. This is a bit of a weird one, but basically Daisy was abandoned because she is a dinosaur, but she's also a human. So she's just unaware that she's a dinosaur and she's going around. She was born out of an egg, and honestly, I'm saying this after I've written my script, and honestly, lads, I'm so confused. So Daisy's mother, who I'm going to refer to as Bowsette, escapes into the sewers to get away from something, and from here she is attacked by Koopa. I think here is a good point to hand the reins of this video over to my mate and the thumbnail wizard for this channel, and my Smash Brothers apprentice, Marley Swarms. I've just told him to talk about some of the character designs of this film, so I'll just pass it over to him now.
Right, Connor. Let's see these character designs. Oh my fucking god. Bowser. Like, I don't understand why is that his trim then? There's no need in that. Why? You know, I reckon Yoshi will look alright. A cute character in the franchise. Oh god. Oh no. That's not Yoshi. That's not Yoshi. Jurassic World looking ass cunt. What? Why? You know what, right? The Goombas won't be too bad. I know they won't. They're surely not. Oh, fuck off. I'm not. What? I want to slap his head so hard that he dies. Like, genuinely, what the fuck? That's not a Goomba. It just ain't. Like, Christ almighty, man. You know what, I might be being a bit too harsh, you know. Like, some of these characters are quite hard to put in a humane form regardless of everything. So, I'll look at Toad. See how Toad looks. Oh. Well. Oh. Well, that's not Toad, is it? That's...
So after our gripping introduction to set up the world and get the plot in motion, we finally get to see our titular characters, Mario and Luigi. This is Mario and Luigi. Look, Mario, I'll take it. You know, if you had to cast someone looks-wise and you're going to do a live-action Mario movie, I think that's some pretty solid casting. But Luigi, why have they made this so that Luigi looks like Mario's son? He doesn't even have facial hair, man. Our setup is that Mario and Luigi are failing plumbers who make no money at all. And Daisy is a uni student who wants to dig up dinosaur bones and only talks in the most stilted of dialogue. Luigi and Daisy kind of fall for each other. Kinda. And they set up a date.
Actually, you know, I never take it off. Well, I know it sounds weird, but I mean, it's the only thing I have from when I was found.
Found?
Oh, I was abandoned. Oh. I grew up at St. Teresa's on Fulton Street.
You mean you don't know who your mother and your father are neither?
I kind of like this partnership, you know, but not for the reasons that I'm sure they intended. You see, the idea is to make all of Luigi's dialogue seem very anxious, nervous, not sure what to say, while she's meant to be more confident and assertive in all of her dialogue. But it really doesn't work when the actress that plays Daisy is delivering all of her dialogue like this.
This is as far as we can go. I'll have to walk the rest of the way.
Wait. Ma'am?
Oh, why, thank you, sir.
Another thing that is inadvertently hilarious is the ADR in a lot of these scenes. They'll shoot scenes from far enough away that you can't see the characters' mouths moving, then they'll dub over it with some more of their stilted dialogue.
You sure you know where you're going?
It's just ahead.
What is this? Is this your office or something? Doesn't it give you the creeps?
Well, it's more like a home. I feel, I don't know, comfortable down here.
Daisy! Watch it!
The movie also features some of the greatest green screen and visual effects of all time. Here. Look, I get it, right? It was 1993. Special effects aren't quite up to the scratch of what they are now, but also, this movie did cost $16 million more to make than a 10-year-old now Return of the Jedi. Come on, pull your weight, boys. So now Mario and Luigi have entered the Koopa world, trying to save Daisy from Bowser. Simple enough, right? Nope. At the beginning, this movie goes through so many hoops, it's pretty confusing. Basically, this movie is set in Brooklyn, even when it isn't, because they're in an alternate dimension, which is also Brooklyn, just it's filled with dinosaurs. It's just Brooklyn if the dinosaurs didn't die, and instead a meteor transports them to an alternate dimension where you have to jump through a crappy invisible wall to get to it from the real world. And I don't even know what's happening anymore. Mario and Luigi get arrested for breaking the Geneva Convention or something, and then they're sent to jail with the abomination that is Toad. And then Toad is turned into a Goomba, and look, I know Marnie mentioned it earlier, but like, as soon as I saw it, it's just like, what? I'm gonna speed through the rest of the plot, because once you get pure the absurdity of this movie, you realise that underneath it is pretty much a plot that runs in circles for ages in a very boring manner. This movie never really gets going. Like, pretty much as soon as they escape the prison, they try and figure out what's happening, get their costumes, have a suit-up sequence, then they go to fight Bowser and win, and Luigi rescues Daisy. Bing, bang, boom, your movie's over. As I'm sure you've seen throughout all the shots up on screen, there's one difference through the world, which is that there's all this stringy stuff all over the city. Well, this is called the fungus, and it's the way they beat Bowser, because Luigi learns to trust the fungus. Jesus. Even when I mentioned this months ago that I was even going to be taking a look at this movie, I had some account message me telling me to trust the fungus. Anyways, this film ends with, as standard, Koopa and his sidekick dying, and Daisy takes the crown, completely cucking Luigi. Sorry, Luigi, but you've got to go back to the normal dimension, where you can just get loads of plumbing work. So, because the fight between Bowser took them in between dimensions all the time for a very slow and boring fight, everyone in the normal world knows that they saved them, and it ends basically with Daisy pulls up to the crib with a gun and calls Mario and Luigi to come back to the dimension and save them again. They actually put sequel bait at the end of this film. Nice. And yeah, that's about all that this movie has to offer, really. It's a bit of a mess. It's an overly long, boring as hell, poorly acted for most of the runtime, terrible visual effect having, pretty weak score, and mediocre set design having movie. But to be quite honest, there are parts to find ironically hilarious. They were clearly not going for a Mario movie, they were clearly just trying to rake in as much money out of the popular IP and disguised it, even though all they really wanted to make was just a completely off-the-walls mental movie. And you kind of gotta respect that, even though this movie turned out to be absolutely awful. But I've definitely watched worse. Now for this outro, I would use actual face cam here, given the message that I'm going to be giving, but my SD cards for some reason just aren't being read by my laptop, so instead I'm going to show this boss fight from New Super Mario Bros. Wii and just tell you a lot what I actually have to say here. Last video did an absolute madness. Like, getting that many views has been a goal for ages, and to finally get it is amazing. I didn't gain many subs from it, according to my analytics at least, but at the same time, YouTube analytics are pretty broken. But if you are from the Not Cool review, I do recommend watching some of my Fred reviews, as in my opinion they are much better edited and written than the Not Cool video. Thanks so much to anyone who has supported my content, by the way, especially since the beginning of the year. I've made a bit of a bold decision to swap completely over to like film and game related content, and it's way more enjoyable to make, and I get more of a sense of satisfaction out of it, and I'm glad that a lot of you are finding it fun to watch, as small an audience as I have gathered. Feel free to leave any suggestions for movies for me to review. I will eventually begin to make more positive reviews, but I first need to write something that doesn't make me cringe to say, or doesn't sound completely pretentious. Thanks to Merrily again for taking the time to feature in this video. His content bangs, even though I doubt you're watching me and have no clue who he is, because all the videos of mine he's in, he carries. His link is at the top of the description. Feel free to check him out. The dude genuinely deserves the world, and the sooner he gets to 1k the better, because he's been grinding for an age now. Thanks for watching, bros. I will be back soon with another video, and yeah, I'll chat to you a lot in a bit. Talk to you.
my donut!